What's going on, world? AJ here with AJ Tech, and today we're going to be playing with Linux today on the terminal screen. So I have it installed on my PC right here. So what we're going to do, we're just going to simply open up Terminal, which is right here, but you could also type it in this handy dandy search bar. Search bar is your best friend. Remember that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Terminal. And it's going to pull up PowerShell, of course, to start with. But if you click this drop-down arrow operating on Windows 11, I have different options. I got PowerShell, I've got Command Prompt, I've got Azure Cloud Shell. Never really used it. And right here is what I installed: Ubuntu 20.04.6 LTS. That's our Linux operating system that we're going to switch over to. So we're going to maximize that and kind of show you where it's located on my machine. No, still defaulted to that. That's interesting. But anyways, to show you where it is on my machine, I got it down here where it says Linux and then Ubuntu, and then there's a whole file directory right here that we can follow along with it within File Explorer. So this is pretty cool. Home is where you're going to find the accounts. This is my primary account right here. For some reason, it's pulling up what I originally started out with, exit. So I'm not sure why that is. So what we're going to do, we're going to just start off with the simple one. We're going to learn how to switch user. Simply type in SU for switch user. I'm going to go to my file here, or my user profile here. It's going to want a password. Now I'm officially switched over to that. So I'm going to type in dir for directory. Some of these commands are going to be the same as the command prompt. Others will be different. So right here, it tells me where I am at. Currently, I'm on the main folder. So what I want to do is I want to make sure I go to where it says home. How do we do that? We're going to change directory. Same thing as command prompt as I've shown in the video from last year. CD, but we're going to space, ... And wait, that goes back. Hang on. That goes back a directory, just so you know. We're going to type in HOME. You want to make sure spelling is correct, because otherwise it ain't going to work. I had a heck of a time yesterday when I was playing around with it because it kept capitalizing things. So we're going to go ahead and hit enter. Now we're in the home folder. If you type in dir again, it is going to show you, there's our two user folders right there. ABJ-Linux, which is my super user profile. And of course I created a profile named Rocky, based off of the raccoon from previous episodes of the AJ Show. That puppet. Ooh, that puppet. Last scene, I guess the Halloween special. Anyways, back to Linux here. If you watch the AJ Show, maybe you're just here for tech. Maybe you ought to dabble into it a little bit. So anyways, back to Linux. So now we are going to create a new user. Simply type in SU for super user, do, all right? We're commanding it to do something. Add user and type in the name. I'm going to name it Bob. We just want to name it simple. It's Bob today, all right? I'm going to hit enter. It's going to ask for a password. I'm going to type in my password here for my account. And it's going to throw this error at me right now. It says, add user, please enter a user name matching the regular expression configured via the name regex system configuration variable. Use the -- bad name option to relax the check or reconfigure name registry. So we are going to push the up arrow to go back to our last command. And then we're going to type in -- force bad name. Hit enter. Allowing use of questionable username. We're questioning this username here apparently. Adding new group Bob. Adding new user Bob with group Bob, creating new directory /home/Bob, creating file from blah, 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 blah. This is where we get to create a password. So I'm going to create a password, 1234. Don't you ever create a password like that in your life. All right, create a unique password. Now it's going to give us a little rundown of wanting our name and all that fun stuff. It's Bob. All right, wants room number. He's in 108. We'll just guess. Wants a phone number. He don't have phones. Other, nobody cares. Is information correct? Yes. Type in Y for yes. There you go. So how do we know if Bob's been created? We can simply check the directory again, dir, and there it is. Bob is right here as part of the directory. So we're going to switch to Bob's user account. It's going to want that password to that account, which we all know is 1234, which you should never do. Now we're acting as Bob at ABJ Desktop, which is the name of the computer I'm on. All right, and we're in the home folder. If I tap in dir, yeah. But if we do scd Bob, let's go into his profile here. Now we are inside Bob's account. So dir, there's no folders to be found. So what are we going to do? We're going to create a folder in here for Bob. So what we're going to do is make a directory, mkdir for make directory, and then we're just going to say test file and hit enter. Done. Simple as that. How do we know it's been made? Again, dir to check what's in your folder. There it is. Test file created for Bob in his account. Amazing. We're going to go ahead and create another directory just for fun. I'm just going to name it delete me because we're going to also practice deleting the directory as well. So we're going to type in this, hit enter. How do we know it's been created? dir. There it is. Delete me is there now. Now, let's do what the folder says and delete that folder. What we're going to do is we're going to type in rm for remove -r, and then we're going to type in the name of the directory or file in this case, delete me, and we're going to hit enter. Looks like it has been removed. Let's find out by typing dir to check our directory files. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's there, completely there for you. And if we could reflect this here on File Explorer by going here, I'm going to refresh this page. As you can see, Bob is now here. We're going to go in here. Test file is there. Of course, there's nothing in this folder. Pretty cool, right? Same concept when it goes into the command prompt for PowerShell. You do the exact same things, except some of the commands will be different on some stuff when it comes to playing around with Linux here. Like the sudo add user type of stuff here. I think there are different commands when it comes to those other ones. Now I'm going to go back to my profile. So we're going to go ahead and do su abj-linux because that has the admin privileges. We're inside of Bob's folder, so we're going to do a cd ... to go back a directory. So we're in the home folder right now. What we're going to do, double check, just make sure things are right. Yep, things are good. We got our user profile here for each of these people that we have created user accounts for. Now we're going to check for user sudo privileges. We're going to simply type in sudo sudo who am I? It says root. I am root. Interesting. We're going to go ahead and clear our screen because things are getting a little messy. So we're going to type in clear. Command prompt is CLS, but here you just simply type clear. Bam! Wipes it all out for you. Let's check Bob's user sudo privileges. Do they even have the right to do sudo privileges? So I'm going to simply type in sudo who am I. It's going to want a password. And guess what? Bob is not the sudo's file. Is not in the sudo's file. Suders. My goodness, this is crazy. This incident will be reported? Who are you reporting this incident to? Is it me? Are you reporting it to me? Who's getting reported here? Anywho, we're going to go back to my account here because this has the super user privileges on here, as I've already demonstrated. But we're going to grant Bob some super user privileges. So what we're going to do is type in sudo usermod -a capital G sudo and then the username Bob. Let's find out. How do we verify that? Type in su Bob. Switch over to Bob here. To run a command as administrator, user root. Use sudo command c man sudo root for details. Man sudo root. Let's find that out. Oh, geez, that's details. It's a system manager's manual. All right. That's a lot of information right there that it just threw at me. We are going to type in Q to quit. We get out of that. That's a lot of stuff. So sudo who am I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Root. All right. Tells me that I'm root. I am root. Kind of like I am Groot. All right. To deny somebody super user privileges, we are going to switch to my main account, of course. And then we're going to type in sudo delete user, type in the username Bob, spell it right, sudo, enter, removing user Bob from group sudo, done. So it is verified. Let's go ahead and switch back to Bob and verify that his privileges has been revoked. So again, sudo who am I, I'm going to tell you that. And we're back to being no longer a super user, and once again, Bob is getting reported. It's twice, Bob, you're being reported. So that's Linux right there for you. We went through creating user accounts. We went through making directories, removing directories, giving administrative privileges, and so forth. So if you want to experiment with Linux for yourself at home, check it out for yourself. It's a good time. There's a lot more stuff to learn with Linux. So that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe out there and take care.